Happy Halloween, everybody! Today we take a gander at the magical world of candy. Candy is what we strive for on All Hallows Eve. All shapes, sizes, colors, and tastes. This type of food may not be the best thing for ya, but it sure is fun! Or is it?
Did I scare you? Way to go, you're number 2! What a costume! Way to get into the holiday spirit! No! So where are the others at, huh? Are they gonna be a part of this special this year? You mean Pinkie Pie? Wow, Light Yagami, I'm surprised. I mean, Pinkie Pie has the best costume out of all of you? You hate Pinkie Pie! I wouldn't even think that even if she did have the best costume, you wouldn't want to admit it! Well, I guess we're gonna have an impromptu dog costume party this year. Happy Halloween, everybody! One thing you might not know about your good buddy Hottie Scotty Pancake 603, he, while he was alive, was an expert trick-or-treater. I would wake up if, God forbid, if Halloween fell on a Saturday, I would be up right after Saturday morning cartoons were over, 12 o'clock, maybe even 11:30 if I push it. I would be out on the street with my friends going door to door getting candy. I would stop probably about 9 o'clock at night. And at that point, all my friends will have already bailed. Probably I don't know, by 5 o'clock or so. So I'd still be out a couple hours just doing that residual trick-or-treating, making sure to get every house in the whole neighborhood. By the end, I'd have giant hefty bags full of candy from top to bottom, pounds and pounds of candy. One year I even went as a dog catcher so I could use my little net to carry even excess candy. It was, I don't know, it's just one thing. I don't like to toot my own horn very often, but stupid collar. But I was always very good at trick-or-treating. And my trick-or-treat, the candy I would get left over, sometimes it would last me until the next Halloween. I mean, literally, it would be like a feast every day. I'd have to ration it out every day so I wouldn't die from eating it, just from the sugar overload. But what I'm looking at right here is a massive haul of candy. I have yet to look at what's inside here, but I shudder to think that it's the best candy in the world. As a matter of fact, I think that what's in this bucket right here, this little jack-o'-lantern with its smiling face, is probably the most foul, the most reviled candies on the planet. The ones that, they're always the ones left over. After you've eaten everything else, sometimes you'll have piles and piles of these things that go uneaten. And a lot of times, you end up giving it away to people, and they don't eat it. They just let it sit, and then they hand it off to somebody else after that, and this candy just keeps changing hands for the rest of eternity. Who knows how many hands this has already passed through. But in order to do a top 10 worst candies of Halloween, because ultimately that's what this special is going to be, we have to first talk about what the best candies are on Halloween. And these are my personal favorites right here. I don't say that my opinions are better than your opinions, but I gotta say that these probably hang high on your top 10 too, because they're really, really that good. Number 10, Blow Pops. Now, you'd have to go to an extremely rich neighborhood to get Blow Pops usually, but every once in a while when you open up your haul and you're looking through your pile of candy, you'd find a stray one here and there, and it was always the greatest feeling in the world. And if you were very, very lucky, you had a blue one. The blue ones were the bomb diggity. So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned Blow Pop. Number 9, Runts. Now, Runts are a very unique candy. Perhaps they're a personal taste. I don't know if they're as beloved as I say they are, but I particularly love the banana and the strawberry ones. Can't go wrong with Runts. Number 8, Twix. I love Twix. I especially love the way they feel when you put them into your mouth and you get that smooth feeling as your teeth go right through them, and then they stop, and then you have to press a little bit hard so you can bite through. It's a smooth, then bite. Very, very satisfying. Oh, so satisfying. It doesn't matter if you pour your caramel on your Trix or you cascade it on. Any way you slather it on there, it's delicious. Number 7, the Three Musketeers bar. Do you like nougat? I love nougat. And to be honest, I don't know of any other candy bar that corners the market on nougat like Three Musketeers does. So it's a step above the rest, what can I say? Number 6, the good old-fashioned M&M. Get all that peanut M&Ms out of here and all those like crazy creative ones like the almond M&Ms, coconut M&Ms. Pfft, I don't want any of that. Give me the old-fashioned chocolate with little candy on top of it. Why mess with perfection? That's the way to eat an M&M. They're perfect. You can eat them. You can almost drink M&Ms. At least I can. Number 5, the Rolo. I love Rolos. I can't get enough of them. They're like little caramel cubes. Well, they're not cubes. They're more like acylindrical, and they're covered in chocolate, and they just melt in your mouth, and they're kind of sticky, but they're kind of not. They're sticky and smooth at the same time. They're very, very rich. It's kind of grade F chocolate, but I don't care because it tastes so good on the inside. Number 4, Milky Ways. I love my caramel, and you know, it's the perfect mixture of caramel and chocolate. Is there nougat in there too? There's something else in a Milky Way that I'm unsure of, but all I know, I don't care what's in it, I just like the way it tastes. Number 3, dots. I love dots. I am gonna preface everything by saying I love blank, but I can eat dots anytime. I can eat tots too, but I can eat dots on Christmas, I can eat it on Halloween, I can eat it Valentine's Day. They're a perfect holiday snack any time of year, so definitely get your hands on some dots. Number 2, you might know this already about me because I always include this in my favorite foods, gummy bears. Oh yeah, you rest assured, if I take my candy home, I'm looking for those gummy bears first. Well, actually, there's one other thing that I always inhale over the gummy bear, that's number 1. But gummy bears, how can you go wrong with them? They're so sweet, they're the perfect texture. I prefer the bears to the worms, but I almost include all of the shapes into this category. Whether they're gummy worms, gummy bears, gummy octopi, gummy strawberries, gummy cola bottles, they're all number 2 on my top 10 list. And number 1, the number 1 greatest candy of Halloween, the one that I inhale every time I bring my haul home, Crackle. What is it about Crackle? It's basically the same thing as Nestle Crunch, but Crackle tastes so much better. I can't understand it. Is it because it usually comes in a big bag of like those midget candies, like with the Mr. Good bars and the dark chocolate, and all that stuff pales in comparison to a Crackle. Crackle is amazing. Why would you want to eat any other kind of chocolate? It's just like, every time I go trick-or-treating and I come home, it doesn't matter how late it is, those Crackles are gone by the next day. I eat them all. Usually there's not a whole lot there, unfortunately, because they're kind of a rare candy. I think maybe in my lifetime, while I was still alive that is, I only saw a regular-sized Crackle bar in my travels once in my entire life, and I lived to be pretty old. So there's my top 10. Now you know, if you haven't tried any of these, go out, seek them out yourself. You're gonna feel, I mean, even if they're not in your personal top 10, you're gonna love them anyway. So now that we know the best, let's get started on the worst. How bad can they be, right? It's candy! Candy's supposed to be a good thing. There's supposed to be a reward for doing a good job. Hey, have some candy. You went out and mowed the lawn, you know, you sweat your balls off. You were out there all day. Why not have some Charleston Chews as a reward? Maybe we should start with this one.
Charleston, made in Carolina. Some dance, some prance. I say there's nothing finer than a Charleston Chew. Sure to keep those gums a-flappin'. This candy consists of flavored white nougat with a thick chocolate coating. Today's subject will be vanilla, available in regular or mini sizes.
Alright, just so you know how we're going to handle this year, I'm going to withhold all of my star ratings for every one of these candies I'm going to grade because there's 10 of them. It's going to take me forever to barrel through these. I want to keep this thing moving so you're not like snoozing by the end of it. So I'm going to withhold all my ratings, and at the end, I'm going to contabulate how they tasted in my brain. If I forget how they tasted, I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch it, and I'm gonna, come up with a nice top 10 for you, and we'll find out together. Because I took a sneak peek into this basket, and I think the Divinity Crate did a pretty good job confabulating the top 10 worst, most, I won't say nasty, because really no candy is nasty, but these are the candies that are the last ones that are ever eaten. Charleston Chew. Just the sound of that, it just doesn't taste, or it doesn't sound, I'm saying taste for sound now, it doesn't sound appetizing. Is it made in Charleston? It smells actually pretty good, although it smells like your typical grade F chocolate. They're very, very tiny. I think these are actually mini Charleston Chews. They're usually a little bit bigger than this. Yeah, grade F chocolate, like the kind that I remember when I made that Japanese like candy where I had to melt the chocolate, and when the chocolate came out, it was all like white and crusty. That's what this smells like. Or maybe I didn't publish that one yet, but we'll see what it tastes like. Well, it has that grade F chocolate taste, and it definitely has the chew. It's quite chewy. Not very flavorful though. What is this sludge on the inside? It says it's nougat, but what is it about this? This should taste like a Three Musketeers bar. It doesn't. What is it? Is it the grade F chocolate that's on top of it? Or is there something wrong with the nougat? I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. I think that these are basically little mini Three Musketeers bars with very hard nougat and very bad chocolate. So that's the reason why nobody, you never turn on the TV and see a commercial for Charleston Chew anymore. So these are definitely not on people's lips. Nobody's talking about Charleston Chews. I'm surprised they still make them, honestly.
Sweet things come in small packages. Why not revisit a childhood fave? Why not pick up some Nico brand's Mary Jane's? The original penny candy. This mixture of peanut butter and molasses taste, named after its creator's favorite aunt, is sure to be a fun, sticky good time in your mouth, with an unmatched sweetness you won't be able to get rid of. When was your last dance with Mary Jane?
I could not picture being a child and having this given to me as some kind of, my only candy for the day. Like, maybe my dessert after eating, nasty vegetables for dinner. Here, you get to have your Mary Jane at the end if you eat your vegetables. To me, eating the vegetables almost sounds more pleasurable. Made with real molasses and peanut butter? Molasses? Who thinks of that when they're thinking of candy? Maybe your finest chocolatier? Maybe, I don't know, maybe the sweet genius himself thinks of molasses? Maybe Willy Wonka as portrayed by Johnny Depp? Maybe? Not the Gene Wilder version. He wouldn't think of molasses at all. And my God, opening the thing is tough in itself. Ugh. Could you look at the color of this? Oh my Lord. I had my sewer pumped today. That's why there's quite the pungent odor in this room. I bet you they pumped out a lot of stuff that looked like this. The same exact color. It's not quite brown. It's not quite yellow. It's something in between. It looks almost like a Laffy Taffy, but Laffy Taffy should not be this color. Oh well, sweet molasses and peanut butter taste. Whoa. Ah! My God. It is so tough to eat. Every time you take a bite and move your teeth, or you try to open your mouth, it's like two sets of pliers are yanking your teeth in opposite directions. My Lord almighty, I hope I can live through this one piece without having to go to the dentist. When you first put it in your mouth, it tastes like the wrapper. It tastes like you're eating paper. Once you start chewing it, the flavor starts to come out a little bit. It definitely has a strong peanut butter taste. There's just a floating taste of something else that's probably like molasses or whatever the heck is in there. It's a little bit pleasant, but there's a part of me that thinks this tastes too much like taffy for it not to be like a taffy flavor. And I'm sure there's a thing called peanut, I'm sure there's peanut butter taffy out there, but when I think of taffy, I think of like fruit flavors, strawberry, cherry, blueberry. There's not even any jolts in here. I almost wish this were real Mary Jane so I could smoke a few. But, alright, on with the next one.
This confectionery delight in the trademark yellow box, Hershey brings you Milk Duds! A round, disc-shaped caramel, enrobed in a unique cocoa shell containing vegetable oil, containing a high degree of real milk flavor. These snackies are sure to be anything but duds!
Alright, with this one, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. I don't think that these are that bad, but they definitely do have a bad rap. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you when I review the next thing. Milk Duds! I didn't think they were really that bad a candy, but I mean, if you do the research and you ask people what their least favorite Halloween candies are, or least favorite candies in general, this is typically at the top of the list, Milk Duds. I mean, I even remember there was a Simpsons episode where they were comparing like somebody that they didn't like to a Milk Dud because they were sweet on the outside and poison on the inside. Almost like those lima beans that I ate. But it definitely smells almost like the Charleston Chew did. It has that weird grade F chocolate kind of smell. But are they really that bad? I'm gonna pop it. I mean, I haven't had one in a while. Maybe my taste's changed. Yeah, they taste good. They give your chompers a real good workout. They're a little bit hard, but I kind of like it. There's a kind of uniqueness about that. I like the texture of it. Is it good? I mean, it smells like grade F chocolate. It probably is grade F chocolate, but it's actually good in your mouth. I'm not gonna say it's like a Nestle's Crunch kind of taste, or like Hershey's chocolate or anything like that. But for what it is, it's not bad. I would have no problem finishing this entire box if it were given to me. So hey, if you guys out there are trick-or-treating and you come back with a boatload of Milk Duds, send them my way. I think I'll just basically just open my mouth and tilt it in an incline, let them roll right down the throat.
It's the original malted milk ball. Say trick or treat to Whoppers! These special rolls of malt are covered in a chocolate-flavored coating. Not quite chocolate, but something much better! These candies are bursting at the seams with milky malt flavor. It's a small wonder why they are often sold in mock milk cartons!
This is the reason why I think the Milk Dud gets a bad rap. Because people are confusing them with Whoppers. I mean, I used to make the same mistake when I was a kid. I used to call these Milk Duds all the time. And I would eat them, I'd eat them begrudgingly because they were candy, and I wanted to eat candy as a kid, and maybe that's all I really needed to know. I mean, I knew I was eating something sweet, and even if I really deep down wasn't enjoying it, I'd just be happy to be eating candy. But you'll see they're very similar in look to the Milk Dud. Smells like that grade F chocolate. That's gonna be like the saying of the special here. But I guarantee when I take a bite out of this, it's not gonna be like the Milk Dud, that's for sure. Yeah. What exactly is this? Malted milk balls, that's what it is. So it's the flavor of malt on the inside of this crunchy candy. It's very... Oh, they look like rabbit poops, for one thing. And they're not bad, it's just when you bite into them, you expect something different, you know? You look at it, it's chocolate, and then you bite into it, it's almost like a strange kaopectate kind of taste. I don't mind the taste of kaopectate so much, but do you really want that in your candy? I don't know. I mean, if I had this in my house, unlike the Milk Duds, I mean, I would probably finish it eventually, but it would take a little longer. In fact, this might be around until the next Halloween. And normally the ones that you get on Halloween are a little bit smaller than this. They come in that little, little package about like this big. The big ones leave a hella aftertaste in your mouth. That's something that has to be considered too. So yeah, that's enough of the Whopper Milk Dud debate, and let's keep rolling on.
Charlie says, love that Good and Plenty, and you will too! These narrow cylinders of sweet black licorice are coated in a thin candy shell, hard enough to crunch, but soft enough to provide that satisfying candy chew. Known for their purple and white color, these candies will have you really ringing the bell for that unmistakable yum!
Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty. The one thing that I'll always give the Good and Plenty company credit for is that they never ever changed that logo. This is the same logo I remember as a kid, since probably like the early 70s, probably even longer than that. They never changed their logo, and you know what? That earns you a little bit of brownie points for me. But yeah, I mean, here's a little bit of trivia. Every time that I've ever had to take fake pills in one of these videos, I use Good and Plenty's because they look like drugs. Look at that. See that? They look like they were prescribed to me to eat. But where do I stand on the black jelly bean? Everybody hates the black flavor, and it is kind of weird. Like for to get a candy that's like all rainbow flavored. Like you got your cherry flavor, your orange flavor, your lemon flavor, your lime, and then you have a black one out of nowhere. It definitely stands out in the crowd. And to have it licorice flavored, usually people just leave the black one or give it to somebody else or just throw it away. Like Chuckles. Chuckles has the black ones that nobody eats the black Chuckles. Black jelly beans, nobody likes black jelly beans. And of course licorice candies, they're a very acquired taste. I always kind of like them, but I prefer the fruit flavored ones, to be honest. There is a Good and Fruity. I guess that's probably why Good and Fruity exists, because people very vocally hate black, black candy. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a creative way of saying it without coming misconstrued as racist. I don't think they're that bad. They're juicy. They got that really strong licorice taste. The candy on the outside doesn't have any flavor whatsoever. I mean, it adds a little bit of a sugary bite to it, but the pink tastes exactly the same as the white. Wish there was something I could have done about that. Like, I know that it's been the same way since the dawn of time, and I don't want them to change it now, but I wish that when they first created these things, they made the outsides like all their own flavor, so they could add a little bit of something to it. That would have made it more fun, in my opinion. Plus, these things, for a guy with sweaty hands like myself, they are staining the hell out of my hands. I'm gonna have to wash my hands after eating this. You will too. So yeah, Good and Plenty are good and dirty. On to the next one.
What, pray tell, are these glorious glistening cones of orange? Why, none other than candy corn! Brought to you by the Brox Company. These Halloween favorites are made from sugar, corn syrup, confectioner's wax, and artificial coloring. If you like the traditional yellow, orange, white flavor, well, why not try the chocolate flavor? Or how about a marshmallow pumpkin? This candy dates back to the 1880s and remains the most popular Halloween candy to this day.
Look at that costume, it's so cute, I just want to squeeze you and eat you up, or maybe drink you. You know what, you got me with saying the same exact thing. What is this about Pinkie Pie's amazing costume? guys. That was really, really mean. Alright, well, the suspense of seeing this amazing costume is killing me, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the grand finale, right? Oh. Now, if there's any candy out there that has a bad rap, it's the candy corn! There's so many people ragging on candy corn. It seems like it's the cool thing to do nowadays. Nobody wants to get candy corn when they go trick-or-treating, but it very seldom happens nowadays. People don't give away candy corn. I mean, it used to happen all the time when I was a kid, but I mean, maybe people have finally just wisened up, and piece of candy on my lip. People have just wisened up and they know kids don't like this, so they're opting to buy like more pleasant candies, but I offer a little bit of brownie points to the candy corn because it has multiple uses. I've watched the Food Network and I know this stuff can be melted down and added to things, added to sauces, added to like creams on pastries and like icing on cakes. The Oreo company actually made a candy corn flavored Oreo that's actually very tasty. I do enjoy those a lot. And as you see, I have every kind of candy corn there is to offer here. There's a chocolate flavor, there's the regular flavor, which is the traditional yellow, orange, and white. I even have some of those marshmallow pumpkins in here. I don't know if those actually count, but yeah, I'll just grab a few of each and I'll pop them in my mouth and let you know what I think. I mean, I know what they're gonna taste like, but it's easier to formulate an opinion while it's in my mouth. It tastes basically, obviously it doesn't taste like corn. I think they call it candy corn because when it comes to candy, it's like what corn is to vegetables, candy corn is to candy. You put it in your mouth, it doesn't really fulfill you that much. It's just basically just like eating chewy sugar. The flavor is almost null and void. You have to be a real sugar junkie to eat candy corn on the regular. I'm eating the chocolate one now. Chocolate one barely even tastes like chocolate. It tastes more like dulled down sugar. A little bit of a chocolate taste. Almost more like a Tootsie Roll-ish kind of taste. Let me put the pumpkin in my mouth. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. This pumpkin don't taste like no marshmallow, that's for sure. It just tastes like a big mouthful of nothing. It's got a pleasant texture. Very, very sweet. But normally, when something's very, very sweet, you pair that sweetness with a flavor. That flavor is not here. It's just like sweetness with no substance. Basically what a candy corn is. They deserve that bad reputation. I think to a degree, but like I said, you can do a lot with a candy corn. They're not all that bad.
This Halloween, it can be easy to get lost in the chocolate and the sugar. Why not this time try a bit o' honey? This unlikely candy bar freeforms almonds crushed into a fine dust and fuses they into a honey-flavored taffy, giving it a smooth, satisfying chew unlike no other. Bit o' honey, American-made since 1924.
When I think of candy, I think of 100 things before I go to honey. Honey is something that I would eat when I'm sick. I would put it a little bit in my tea, maybe, but not in my candy. I mean, I would rather have something fruit-flavored or something chocolate or something, I don't know. I mean, it's not the first go-to place that my mind just concocts. Honey. I don't want a honey candy. I mean, I guess that's kind of a prejudice that I'm always going to have. Maybe you love honey candy. I don't know. But all I know is that this bag looks hella old. I mean, I gave the Good and Plenty's some credit for never changing its label. It looks like, but there's something like, I don't know, there's something almost modern about it. Something that's pleasing to the eye, almost nostalgically. This looks like something that's ancient, something that's been sitting on the shelf since maybe the 80s. This may be the same bit o' honey that I looked at and passed up on the shelf when I was 5 years old. And now finally I caved in and I bought it. You'll note that very much like that other one that I had, oh my god, it looks almost identical to the Mary Jane. Maybe it's the same thing? Maybe it's just got like a different bag? but the color is exactly the same. I mean, it's not going to taste like peanut butter. It's not going to taste like molasses. I wonder if it's the same company. Where are those Mary Janes? Here we go. Nico? Pearson's. Someone has got to sue someone because these things look identical. Obviously, they're not going to taste the same, but this is basically a honey-flavored Mary Jane. That's probably what it's going to taste like when I put it in my mouth. Oh! The texture is a little bit better than the Mary Jane was. The Mary Jane had the same chewy texture to it, but it also had kind of like a hard bite. This almost softens the second you put it in your mouth, which is good. Hard to eat and talk at the same time because, and I really hope that you're looking away from the screen as I talk, because I'm sure every time I open my mouth you see this strand of goo hanging from my teeth. Please don't pause this video in any inopportune moment where I'm opening my mouth, or God forbid watch it in slow motion, because you'll probably vomit. It's probably much better to watch, like go on YouTube and research like slugs mating. That would be less disgusting than this. My God. See, it's got a good taste, but holy crap. It is like having a wrestling match with my tongue. It's spackling the insides of my mouth, it's stuck in my teeth, and there's really no hope of me getting it out. And I'm sorry if I'm spitting all over the place. I see some random drops here. It's me salivating because it really is stuck in every little individual divot that is in my mouth. If you eat more than one of these, be prepared to do some major damage to your teeth, because this is like putting a layer of sugar on top of your teeth and just like encasing it in sugar concrete. But the taste is actually pretty sweet and pleasant, so do with that what you will. I gotta remember that when I put this in the top 10, because it really did taste good. Better than I thought it would, but man, I'm just not digging this this feeling in my mouth right now. It's just...
From the makers of C. Howard's Fine Mints and Gum comes the everlasting Violet Candy! The most unique candy of the bunch. This effervescent delight is shaped in the form of a square tablet, incredibly sweet and sugary to the taste, with a delicious hint of violet. The only candy here which could freshen your breath with a distinct perfume taste!
Are you really going to do this to me now? Talk about kicking a guy while he's already down. I remember when I was a kid, I got this in my trick-or-treat basket once in my life. This is very, very rare to come across while you're trick-or-treating. But yet, it's a candy, and as a candy, it qualifies to put into somebody's trick-or-treat bag or basket or wherever. Howard's Violet Gum. I remember I tried this out of curiosity when I was a kid one day, and I ate one piece, and I threw the rest in the trash because I couldn't take it. And what is the allure here? It's some kind of gum that it tastes like flowers? It almost smells like perfume! Oh my goodness, if you could only smell this! I mean, I don't know if you know what these things look like. I distinctly remembered them being sticks, but no, they're almost like little squares here. It says Howard's in the center. Oh, how cute. And it's like, I almost call this like designer gum. It even comes in like a frilly, like sparkly little package. You'd almost expect to buy this in like a Victoria's Secret or something. You're supposed to eat this while you're wearing your best perfume and your best sexy, slinky lingerie. But I guess I'm gonna have great breath after all the candy that I've eaten. This is gonna really destroy all that, the flavors dancing around in my mouth. I'm gonna put this in my mouth, it's gonna be like acid. You're gonna see like purple smoke coming out of it, and all the happy tastes that were dancing on my tongue are gonna be like, like melting like freaking Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, crunchy! Ah! Wait a second! This isn't gum at all! I thought it was gum! This is when I said this is all going to taste good. Blah! This is horrible. Oh, I could have done it. This could have been its own episode. This could have been an entire episode right here. Good Lord. You ever like, I don't know, you ever like put like some deodorant on yourself and like something lands on your arm, like you're eating or something like that, and something lands on your arm and you like lick it, you get a taste of that weird deodorant taste? It tastes literally like taking a roll-on and putting it on your tongue, or like if you're like putting cologne on, you have this thing turned the wrong way and you accidentally spray yourself in the face, maybe get a little bit on your lips. That's what this tastes like. My God, it's like such a repulsive taste. Like, I mean, I would imagine this is probably what like supermodels would taste. I mean, to put in their mouths just so they have fresh breath and they smell good all around. Even their tongue tastes like flowers and smells like flowers. But this is like, this tastes like it should be like bug spray to humans. Like, people should run away from this taste. Good golly, Miss Molly, this is trash.
The Ferrara Candy Company brings to us the American institution, the Now and Later. A fruit-flavored taffy formed into colorful squares and packaged into colorful paper. Aha! Available in the traditional and chewy variety, these candies come in as many as 19 different flavors. Share the square! Eat some now, kid!
I gotta do this now? Or maybe I can do it later. Even just the name of this, Now and Laters. Is there anything that sounds halfway appetizing about that? Nothing. It's just, you couldn't come up with a happy little name, like a happy, like chipper little candy name. You know, candies are so fun to put names to. I mean, hey, you can think of anything your twisted mind can concoct, but no, Now and Laters. Such a boring name for a boring candy. And they look exactly the way I remember them, like freaking bricks. This is like saltwater taffy, like the hardest saltwater taffy on the planet. And I used to hate getting the Now and Laters when I was a kid. I mean, these were probably like the first thing I think of when I think of candy that I did not eat, that I did not want while I was trick-or-treating. Now and Laters. I mean, a taffy should not be that hard. It is literally like a rock. And they call it, I mean, that's the selling point. It's a long-lasting chew. So if you want something swishing around in your mouth and it not being gum for hours on end, there you go. I mean, Now and Laters, you can't go wrong with it, right? All right. It's very chewy, very sticky. Not as hard as I remembered them when I was a kid, so maybe I was getting some faulty ones. So I'll take that back. But I'd almost rather it be hard and for it have to soften in my mouth, and for me to at least get that enjoyment of saying, hey, at least it's a fun activity on top of a snack. This taste is like so medicinal. It literally tastes like Dimetapp. I mean, there are other flavors in here. There's a blue flavor. Oh, blue is like hit and miss, but I think I get the gist. When you put one of these in your mouth, it's soft, but you get like random stray bites here and there. It's like a biting you feel like penetrate through your teeth and into your gums. It's a really, really strange feeling. That goes away after a while, and then it's one of those candies that just like clings to your teeth, gets in between like your teeth and underneath your gums, and you have to like chisel at it with your tongue to try to get it out of your teeth. I mean, that could be a fun diversion for some, but not me. I mean, I would much rather something taste good than take a long time to eat. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But Now and Laters, I think I would save them for later. Much, much, much later.
Sometimes trick-or-treating is like working for peanuts. Well, you might not mind so much if they were marshmallow circus peanuts, containing sugar, corn syrup, gelatin, and soy protein. Dating back to the 19th century, these mallowy delights are often artificially banana-flavored. But over the years, new colors and flavors have been added, and it is a snack that is constantly upping its game. 3 rings cannot contain the goodness!
Good Lord help me. Marshmallow circus peanuts. These I remember being the absolute dog poop of candy. These are typically an Easter candy. You'll get this in an Easter basket a lot because they're all sorts of really pastel-y little colors, right? And they look good in an Easter basket as decoration. But parsley looks good as garnish on a plate. I don't really commend parsley for its delicious taste, no. My goodness, the chemical smell is through the roof. And it's so weird because even though the smell is so horrifically pungent and chemically, I don't remember these having really that particularly great a taste. In fact, they kind of taste like nothing. It's almost like when you're being kidnapped and somebody sticks like a wet dish rag in your mouth to keep you quiet. That's what eating a circus peanut is like. And they try to make it all lively, like, hey, look at what you're eating, it's cool, it's a little peanut, and hey, think of the circus. Maybe you have to think of the circus to get the taste of this out of your mouth. You just have to blind your mind with something so happy and chipper and cheerful and joyful. Hey, I'm eating a circus peanut. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. It's not as bad as I was saying it would be. This one's kind of like a bubblegum flavor. I'm thinking that all these are going to be like different flavors. I don't always get that. The ones I remember, I get them for Easter. They'd be shaped like eggs. And usually they were only pink. And I think this color too, they were orange. And they really didn't taste like much of anything. These are giving off kind of like a bubblegum-ish kind of taste. It's kind of weird though, because when you're biting into something that's soft and it tastes like bubblegum, it looks like bubblegum, you expect it to be bubblegum when you start chewing it, and it starts dissolving in your mouth. It's just odd. Is the taste as bad as I thought it was going to be? No, but I wouldn't eat a lot of these. I mean, after 2 of these, I'm ready to tap out. These things are very filling. And candy's not supposed to be filling. You're supposed to have endless room for candy in your stomach after you've eaten dinner. After 2 pieces, I feel like I'm ready to vomit. Ugh. Ugh. Just. Ugh. My God, I feel like I was just in a candy war! Good Lord, I am so ill. My stomach is all queasy just from eating all that. It wasn't even good candy, it was all nasty candy. But my brain has been working and I came up with a nice ironclad list for how these candies are going to rank. And yeah, these candies do rank in both sense of the word. So, if you come across these candies in your travel and you've never tried them before, there's a good chance you just might want to pass them up, except maybe some of the ones at the bottom of this list, because there were some here that didn't deserve to be on this list. They just got really bad reputations, and I don't know why. Number 10 on the list is the Milk Duds. Milk Duds, they're not that bad. They taste actually pretty good. I have a feeling lots of people confuse them for the Whoppers, and that's why they have the reputation that they do. Number 9, candy corn. Like I said, give them a lot of leeway. Candy corn's not that bad. I mean, you could think of 100 other things you'd rather get for Halloween, and that's probably why they show up on the list, but it's not as bad as people say. Number 8, the Charleston Chew. Charleston Chew was not that bad, actually. I just feel like not a whole lot is said about Charleston Chew. You rarely even hear about it. It's amazing that it's still out there, so I say if you haven't tried it, I recommend it. Why the heck not? It wasn't that bad. Number 7, Good and Plenty. I don't care what people say about the black licorice. Black licorice is alright. I mean, I'd rather have a nice cherry Twizzler. I mean, obviously, that's the way you'd rather go, but don't pass up Good and Plenty. It's not bad. And plus, they make great pills and videos. Number 6, the Bit-O Honey. The Bit-O Honey, it had a good taste, a terrible texture. It clings to the inside of your mouth with a death grip. Just be prepared to literally, like, after you eat one of them, you're gonna probably want to have some Listerine nearby to swath through your mouth and spit out. God, everybody put their freaking Harleys out today. Number 5, Whoppers. Whoppers taste great on the outside, but on the inside, I don't know what the heck is going on with that weird malt ball. I mean, I'd like to see what that malt ball looks like without the chocolate on it. I mean, does that exist anywhere? I want to know what they look like. Are these just weird, like, white candies? It's just like, you bite into it, it almost doesn't taste like a candy. It tastes like a medicine or something like that. It's like something you put, like, to cure indigestion. And I really wish they did, because I've got my share of indigestion right now. Number 4, the Mary Janes. Mary Janes were horrible. Not a big fan of them. I even hate the package, just the look of, like, that stale look and that ugly yellow color of them. They're just not pleasing to look at. It's just not my favorite of the candies. Just pass up the Mary Janes when you get a chance. Number 3, Now and Laters. They're just as bad as I remember, in a completely different way than I remember. I remember them being hard. They aren't hard, they're very, very soft, but it's just the weird tart that is in them. It's just, it just hits you, like, almost in the nose. It bypasses your taste buds and punches you straight in the nose. Ugh, Now and Laters, and just the name of it, it sounds unappetizing. Number 2, we're down to number 2 and number 1. If you remember the ones that I tasted, then you'll know what number 1 is. Number 2, the circus peanuts. Those circus peanuts were like, I felt like I was gagging on them after my second one. And they were tiny little things, and I just took a few bites, and it sat in my stomach like a load of concrete. Like I just, like, cracked up a brick and ate, like, little pieces of brick. That's what it felt like in my stomach after I ate those things. And number 1, the worst candy, it's a very rare candy to get on Halloween, but you are very, very much cursed if you get this candy. Number 1, without a shadow of a doubt, this violet candy, which I thought was gum. My lordy bagordy, I've never tasted any candy so horrible in my entire life. It's like a giant Smartie, which somebody just took Britney Spears' cologne, or like her perfume, and squirted it all over every single Smartie, up and down every single crevasse on the freaking candy. My God. It is punishment. These others are doable. Every one of them is bad as some of them may be. Like even the Now and Laters, even those circus peanuts, there's a pleasant taste in there. There's no pleasant taste in here. Even when you first put it in your mouth, it tastes almost like a Smartie, but then that wave of nasty just like, it just like, it just literally like grabs your tongue and strangles it and twists it and punches it and puts it in like a freaking chokehold and gets it in like a stretch muffler. It's horrible. And I don't understand the point of it. It's just, if you are trick-or-treating, and if you have kids out there and they get this, make sure you go through all your kids' candy, and if you see this in there, weed it out. Take it out, it can't be good for them. It tastes like you're eating some unforeseen chemicals that don't belong in your body. It's so, so bad. And I almost want to say, don't take my word for it. Go out and try it yourself, because words cannot convey. I mean, I almost just want to take a bite of this and just make up my own words. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. This taste in my mouth is for some of a fun, like a flick of a flit. It's bicycle buckets of poo. It's near the duck of a boys like a knife. It's horrible. I say pass it up every chance you get. It's a taste that hurts. I did not think that was going to be as bad as it was, but it totally is. It totally is. So, hey guys, happy Halloween, and hey, if you want some candy, if you want to, cross through the Oracle of Eves and maybe come to my place, I got some great candy for you. You're going to get a haul unlike you've ever had. Just come to my place. I got Charleston Chews, I got circus peanuts, I got violet gum that isn't gum, I've got Mary Janes, I've got everything you could possibly not want right here in this very bucket. So this is your good buddy Hottie Scotty Pancake 603 saying, until next time, where I once again ask the question, is it yuck? Is it yum? This might very well be yuck or yum. Could this be our first yuck or yum? I say it definitely qualifies as our first yuck or yum, people!
Yuck or yum. 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 Yuck or yum.
Something that is so disgustingly bad, you might just want to feed it to your friends just to see their reaction. This Howard's Violet Candy. Definitely, I say, go out and punish your friends with them if you really, really hate them. You're gonna have a bundle of laughs from it. So, does that cover just about everything there is to cover on the show? Oh, that's right! Pinkie Pie's costume! I almost forgot! I was so busy torturing myself and just letting all the pain in my mouth just eat away at my teeth and my gums. I forgot that we had something to look forward to! Alright, Pinkie Pie, make your grand entrance. Ah!
Hey, you sorry-ass sons of bitches! There's nothing scarier this Halloween than yours truly! Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, hell, son, I'd put their lights out with a stone-cold stunner! Wham! Wouldn't know what hit him! Speaking of which, you can find all those horror movies on VHS at your local Sam Goody store, as well as the soundtrack records. Hey, Jason Voorhees! Or how about a Cloverfield monster or two? How about I stomp a mud hole in your ass in the corner? DTA, you stupid pieces of trash! And speaking of trash, another word for trash is garbage, and you can get their latest compact disc at Sam Goody, formerly known as Musicland. If you're lucky, you might even get their last Pearl River neon beer clock hand spin around that son of a bitch like a rotisserie chicken. You sassing me, Chucky? I'll knock your sorry ass into next week. How about you, Hellraiser? You sorry little Cenobite? I'll knock you on your penny little skull. How about you, the Fly? Oh shit, no, not the Fly. I'm no match for him. Ah!